So in the first generation, computers are mainly based on the vacuum tubes. The best example for analog computer is nothing but the analog watch or speedometer. The block diagram of computer system is nothing but the part of computer system. What is hardware? Here hardware is nothing but a device we can able to touch and we can able to feel. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Pre-University College, Mysore. In today's session, I am going to discuss something interesting topic for first PUC Computer Science student. In today's session, at the beginning, I am going to discuss what is the full form of computer. Anyway, we know that what is computer. Computer is nothing but a calculating machine. It accepts input from the user, process all the data and produces the output for the user. So let's see what is the full form of computer. So here C stands for common and O stands for operating, M stands for machine, P stands for purposefully, U stands for used, and T stands for technological, and E stands for educational, and R stands for research. So I repeat here, a computer is nothing but a common operating machine and it is especially used for the purpose for technological and educational research. That means here computer is nothing but a calculating machine and which is designed and developed for the purpose of technological use as well as educational research. Moving further, we are going to have the generation of computer. So here the computer generations are classified into 5 types, that is first generation computer, second generation computer, third generation computer, fourth generation computer and fifth generation computer. Let's see the generation of computer one by one. So at the beginning we are going to have first generation computer and the size of the first generation computer is very large and it produces excess heat and the device here used is vacuum tube. That means the switching device here used is vacuum tubes and the execution speed of these machines are 333 microseconds and here we are going to use batch operating system and all the memories are made up of magnetic drums and we are going to have machine level language. So that is the feature of first generation computer. Then moving further, we are going to have second generation computer. So once again, in second generation computer, the vacuum tubes are replaced with the transistor and here the transistors are made up of silicons and the execution speed of this generation machine is nothing but 10 microseconds and here we are going to have multitasking operating system and time sharing operating system. So in this generation we are going to have assembly level programming language and machine level programming language. Then we are going to have the third category of computer system, that is third generation computer system. So here the transistors are replaced with IC, that is integrated chip, and here the integrated chips are made by using silicons and the execution speed of these machines are 100 nanoseconds. Then here we are going to have real-time operating system and at this generation we are going to have high-level programming languages like photon, and cobalt. Then we are going to have fourth generation computer. So here the fourth generation computers are made up of using large scale integrated chip or very large scale integrated chip. So in this generation, computer systems are going to use time sharing operating system as well as GUI. Then the execution speed of these generation computer systems are 300 nanoseconds, and the memories are made up of by using semiconductors. These are the some of the features of fourth generation computer. And at this generation, we are going to have the high level programming language. Moving further, we are going to have fifth generation computer. In the fifth generation computer, we are going to have super large scale integrated circuit, and here we are going to have optical disk. That means the storages are replaced by optical disk, and the execution speed of these machines are 1.5 billion instruction per second. Once again, we are going to have high level programming language, and it is mainly used for the purpose of artificial intelligence and robotics. These are the some of the generations of computer system. That means the generations of computer systems are classified into 5 different categories: first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth and fifth generation. And the generation of the computer varies according to the switching device used, memory capacity, execution speed, as well as operating system, as well as programming language. Then we are going to have the classification of computer system. That means the computer systems are classified into 3 main types, that is analog computer, digital computer and hybrid computer. Suppose if I consider analog computer, then it is mainly based on the quantitative measurement. That means the analog computers are going to vary according to the electrical and mechanical measurements. So the best example here is speed, voltage, etc. The best example for analog computer is nothing but the analog watch or speedometer. These are the some of the example for analog computer. Then we are going to have digital computer. So the name itself indicates that it's going to consider only the discrete value. That means it is going to bother about only the binary digits, that is 0 and 1. And the best example for digital computer is nothing but the digital camera. And we are going to have hybrid computer. So in the hybrid computer, it is a combination of analog computer as well as digital computer. That means whatever the input we are going to have, that is in the form of analog signals, and whatever the output we are going to have, that is in the form of digital signals. And the best example for hybrid computer is nothing but the ECG machine, that is mainly used in the hospital. That's the best example for hybrid computer. Then once again, the digital computer is further classified into supercomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer and microcomputer. So what is microcomputer? The best example for microcomputer is nothing but the personal computer or laptop, and the execution speed of the microcomputers are very limited, that is very slow, and it is most commonly used computer system. Then we are going to have mini computer. That means when compared to microcomputer, the execution speed of the mini computers is high, and the storage capacity provided by the mini computers are high, and the size of the computer is very small, and the execution speed is very high. And these kinds of mini computers are mainly used to perform specific tasks like CAD designing, that is computer aided designing. Then we are going to have mainframe computer. The size of the mainframe computer is large and the execution speed of the mainframe computers are fast and it provides large storage space, and it is mainly used for business purpose, and it is also called backbone for the business. Then at the end we are going to have supercomputer. So the name itself indicates that it provides huge storage space as well as high execution speed, and it is mainly used for research purpose. So it is also mainly used in the fields like research field as well as nuclear research and military, and the processing speed of the supercomputer is very large. So here the supercomputer is mainly used for research purpose, that means scientific research, nuclear research, or it is mainly used in the field of military, and the processing speed of the supercomputer is very high. So these are the some of the features of supercomputer. So here the computers are mainly characterized into three different types, that is analog, digital and hybrid. So here the digital computer is further classified into supercomputer, mainframe computer, mini computer and micro computer. Moving further, we are going to have the block diagram of computer system. So here the block diagram of computer system is nothing but the part of computer system. So all the parts must be coordinate each other in order to execute. So these are the important parts of the computer system. Like human body part, the computer system is also have its own parts. So it has input unit and it's going to have output unit, then it's going to have memory unit, then it's going to have CPU, that is central processing unit. So the CPU is further classified into two types, that is arithmetic logic unit as well as control unit. So let's see the parts of the computer system one by one. So what is input unit? So here input unit is nothing but the device used to feed the data to the computer system. So the best example here is keyboard and mouse. So here the CPU is also called heart of the computer system. That means all the operations, all the calculations, all the processings are carried out by the computer system. So here CPU includes memory unit as well as control unit and arithmetic and logic unit. So when it comes to memory unit, CPU provides memory unit and it is mainly used to store the data. So in memory unit, we are going to have primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. Whereas the CPU is further classified into two types, that is control unit and arithmetic unit. So what is control unit? The name of the units itself indicates that it is responsible for coordinating and controlling all the operations which is carried out inside the CPU. And we are going to have arithmetic unit. So all the operations like arithmetic and logical operations are carried out by the arithmetic and logic unit. So here the arithmetic operations may be addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, whereas the logical operations may be greater than or equal to, smaller than or equal to, or equal to, etc. Then we are going to have output unit. So we know that a computer is an electronic device which accepts input from the input device process all the data and produces output to the user. So to produce the output to the user, we are going to have output unit. The best example for output unit is nothing but monitor, printer, etc. So here the block diagram of a computer system includes input unit as well as memory unit, and it's also going to include control unit, arithmetic and logic unit as well as output unit. And at the same time we are going to have some register. So what is the use of register here? It's mainly used to store the data for general purpose. So along with the parts of CPU, we are going to have some general purpose register. So here the general purpose register is mainly used to store the data, and it supports 5 different types of general purpose register, that is accumulator, program counter, instruction register. Then we are going to have memory data register and memory address register. These are the 5 different types of register comes under CPU, and that is general purpose register. And all the data are flows between memory to control unit and control unit to arithmetic unit, from arithmetic unit to control unit and memory unit, and all the devices are connected each other. So this is all about block diagram of computer system. Then we are going to have the component of computer system. So the main component of computer system here is, one is data, then we are going to have hardware, then we are going to have software, then we are going to have user. So here the user is also a component of computer system. So what is hardware? Here hardware is nothing but a device we can able to touch and we can able to feel. Whereas if I consider software, then software is nothing but a set of instructions given to the computer system, and we cannot able to touch the software system. And we are going to have user here. The users are nothing but the end user and one who going to use the computer system. So at the end we are going to have data or information. So here data is nothing but the raw fact, whereas information is nothing but the processed data. So these are the components of computer system. So the main component of computer system here is hardware, software, then user and data. So if I consider hardware, then suppose if I consider the example for hardware, it is nothing but the keyboard, mouse. These are the example for hardware. That means we can able to touch the hardware systems. Then we are going to have software. As I told, it is nothing but a instruction. Then it is not possible to touch the instruction. The best example for software is application software or it is system software. If I consider application software, then the example here is Microsoft Office. Then if I consider system software, then the best example for system software is operating system. And here user is nothing but the end user. One is going to use the computer system. So these are the some of the very important components. Today's session I started with what is computer. That means what is the full form of computer system. Then I explained the generation of computer system. Then I explained the classification of computer system. Then I explained the block diagram of a computer system. In my next session, I'm going to deal with some more interesting topics of computer system. Thank you for watching my session. Let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.